Perfect. Well, hello, everybody. I am Vesta Schneider, and I am here with Lisa. Very, very excited to talk about this topic because I get very passionate about this topic. Let's just put it that way, put it in nice words, because today we're talking about weight gain and emotions. And the biggest misunderstanding is that if you eat less, if you eat healthier, and you move more, you will lose weight and it will stay off. And I gotta say, this is what everybody says. And if this advice worked, then we would not be talking about it today. So I'm calling it a BS on this
Nice.
because in theory, it sounds good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as we know, many people, and maybe those of you who are watching today, maybe already tried to do this yourself. You tried all the traditional weight loss procedures, steps, programs, diets, whatever they are, and they don't work. Or they work for a very short time and your weight comes right back, and it's super frustrating. It's because there's so much more to the weight loss, so much more. And we already talked about stress. We talked about other things, but today we're really going to concentrate on emotions. Do you want to jump in? Lisa, do you want to start?
I can, sure. So emotions drive our behavior, bottom line. And what we think about becomes our belief system, which drives our actions. So as Vesta was saying, it doesn't matter how great a plan is, a weight loss plan, or what you do. If your head's not in the game, you're not going to be successful because you'll have limiting beliefs that will paralyze you in your journey. So some of the emotions that can drive this are, well, actually happiness. Happiness is a positive thing. So for happiness, actually studies show that in terms of health and wellness, people who are happier tend to make better choices. So that's what we strive to. And I'm not saying every single day has to be absolutely phenomenal and that you can never have a bad moment, but it's to be positive and to look at that silver lining for everything. So that will be something that can certainly help you. But emotions like boredom, for example, I can attest, I'm a bored eater. If I don't have the right food in the house, or if I have the wrong food in the house and I am bored, I'm going to eat. That's just my nature. So I know how I need to set myself up so I don't boredom eat. Stress and anxiety, as you know, Vesta had mentioned, we talked about that at length. I'm not going to talk about that again. But, you know, stress alone can cause weight gain due to many different reasons. So go back and watch our webinar on stress and actually what it does to your body. But it's one of the biggest factors. So again, as I mentioned, mindset is the key really to overall health and wellness. And really the way to determine a healthy mindset is to recognize that you're having negative thoughts. And we have a bazillion thoughts. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm saying it is, that run through our head throughout the day. Many are in our subconscious and we're not even aware of it. So if we have trained those neural pathways in our brain to have these negative thoughts, we could just be having them and not even aware that we're having them. So really the key to shifting this is knowing that you're having a negative thought. There's a meditation technique, which I love. It's called the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. And it's a really great way to ground you. And I think we had talked about this before in the stress area, but it's focusing on 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. And it's just, again, it's a form of meditation to ground you. Activity, again, is a great way to shift your mindset. And studies have shown that natural light, even if it's overcast, can really make a difference. Journaling. How many of y'all out there watching journal? Yeah, I do too. And journaling is great. And it doesn't mean that it has to be every minuscule, thing that happened in your life, but journaling is really positive. And that act of actually putting something on paper kind of solidifies what is in your mind. So when you're doing positive affirmations and you're writing them down, it's really strengthening those neural pathways. I am statements. I talk about this a lot with my clients, how powerful I am statements are. And again, it's a form of affirmation. So really thinking about the qualities that you have with a healthy mindset and when you're healthy and where you want to be. So I am powerful. I am strong. I am at my healthy weight. I am a strong leader. Whatever it is, it's just when you say those again, repetitively, it hardwires those neural pathways in your brain and it drives your behavior. Hiring a coach, hire myself, hire Vesta. We can help you get through these rough patches. And, if it takes a little more than that and you need a medical professional, then get a therapist or a counselor. They can really help you overcome blocks. So again, if I can drive anything home here, it's that our emotions drive our behavior. And unless our head is in the game, it doesn't matter what we try to do, it won't work. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Vesta.
Such great information. And I really want to, what you said about I am statements, so many people overlook them because they say, nonsense, another BS. Because what we think, like, how can saying these things can make me feel better? So I heard a really, really good video, I think it was yesterday, and she talked about the power of imagination, the power of talking to yourself. So imagine if you walk into the room and say, okay, I'm going to redo this room. And what do? You say out loud, I wonder how my room would look if I painted white. What if I paint it red? How is it going to make me feel? What if I put sofa over there? What if I put table over there? You think about it, right? You imagine it. You maybe pretend to be sitting in the chair you want to buy. However you see these things. But when it comes to our own emotions, we choose to just jump in. It's like taking, a bright orange paint and start painting the room and see, oh, you know what? I don't like it. Well, no wonder you don't like it, because you haven't done the work to get there, to think about it. So really listen to, if you have to rewind and go back to what Lisa said, really listen to what she said. She knows what she's talking about. Okay, so I had a hard time picking what to talk about for this topic because there's so much. So I picked things that most people, I think, don't know about. So we'll see. So let me know. And if you guys try to lose weight, and you maybe that weight and emotions are connected, let us know your experience. I would love to hear from you. So let's talk a little bit about good emotions. We often think that only bad emotions push us to gain weight, but think about newlyweds. Right after you just get married, there is this strange psychology and how in nature, to attract a mate, you gain weight. There's a whole study done in that. It's very interesting. And many newlyweds gain weight. Same goes, think about pregnancy. When a woman is pregnant, husband gains weight, right? There is so much in it. So good emotions may cause that too. So you just need to be aware of it. Think about now negative emotions. We already know it's there, right? So one of the things that I like to talk about is colon cleanse. And you might think, what does that have to do with emotions and weight loss? So hear me out on this one. I'm going to try to explain. Let's start from the beginning. If you eat 2 times per day, you should be going to the restroom, having 2 bowel movements per day. If you go 3 times, you should have 3 bowel movements per day. Okay. Why? If your body doesn't work properly, when you eat, that weight just sits there and sits there and sits there for years. and it turns into you gaining weight. So that's one of the problems. So those who do the colon cleanse, and it's non-invasive, it's not one of those, you know, if you've seen the movie Dumb and Dumber when he sits on the toilet, it's not that. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen that movie? So it's not that. It's non-invasive. You just go go with your day as a, you know, as a regular person. You don't have to be nearby the restroom. But what it does, not only you can lose up to 20 to 25 pounds just by getting rid of the things that have been sitting in you for a very, very long time. And that creates a ripple effect, because in our colon, we carry a lot of emotions, negative emotions, such as self-doubt, or you don't trust yourself, which I guess it is self-doubt, or discouragement, grief, self-abuse, rejection. Like all those emotions get released as you do colon cleanse. So a lot of people come to me and they say, Vesta, I feel so emotional. Why is this happening? Well, this is why, because those two are connected. So now you can see how emotions are connected to the weight loss from a different end, literally. So that's one point. Okay, so I'm going to move on because I can talk about just about this for 2 hours. Let's talk about the gut health. So up to 80% of serotonin is created in our gut. The serotonin is a happy hormone. So what that means, if our gut does not work properly, so here's again, goes back to going to the restroom, eating proper foods, all those things, then you might think in your head, I want to be happy. I want to be healthy. I want to lose weight. But because your gut is not sending those serotonin, those hormones, those signals into your brain, you're thinking it, but because there are no signals coming, you can't make it happen. It's just, it's having a car in the garage without the gas, wanting to drive it, but you can't drive it because there is no gas. So it's kind of like that. Everything is connected in our bodies. So this is where it comes to, you know, when people say, you just eat healthy and everything is going to be fine. Well, no. Talk to Lisa. She'll help you through this. And this is where you need to understand how you need to really understand probiotics. You really need to understand how enzymes work. All those I don't, it's so hard to explain how all that is connected, but you can't fix one and think everything else is going to be fine. They all work together. You can't just fix that one part, just lose weight. When see, like I'm struggling to put this in words because there is so much to say, but a lot of people eat when maybe you feel lonely, maybe you feel discouraged, maybe you have anxiety. What is this vibration? Oh my gosh, they're drilling something. They're putting my AC in, so we have background noise. If you're feeling, let's say, lonely, right? You start eating. So now, oh, it's getting louder too. I'm gonna go to another room. You're gonna get to see my house. Or maybe that's a good note to end on. Sorry about that. This is real life. This is how it is. See, this is stress. This is emotions. So I need to be able to control all this. Otherwise, I would say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was interrupted during my video. And I would start eating, because that's what a lot of people would do. And it's not your fault. That's another thing I really want to talk about, that it's not your fault if you can control. So don't look at yourself as you're weak. Don't look at yourself as something is wrong with you. Do not beat yourself up. Do not be embarrassed. Instead, go and talk to Lisa. Come talk to me. It will help you to understand. I'm very, very strong when it comes to education. I don't sell products just to sell them. I will explain to you why you need it, and I will drill it in your head until you understand how your body works, because otherwise you just buy another product and you try it and then you end up in the same place. What's the point? What's the point? And because you failed the first time, it brings more emotions of thinking, well, maybe I just can't do it. and you feel even worse about yourself. And it's just a cycle, and you're stuck in it. And then you start self-comparison, which brings you, see, I'm just going to stop right now, because that just, it keeps going on and on and on. But do not let anyone tell you that you are not worthy of whatever it is you want to be or whatever you want to feel because of your weight. That is maddening when I hear people say that. So I'm going to stop here for real this time. Thank you for listening. And please reach out to Lisa. She has a website. You want to tell them how to find you?
Yes, my website, it's real difficult. It's lisahammett.com. You can see my name right here. So that's my website. You can reach out to me for a complimentary consultation and we can chat. I know in the future, Vesta and I are going to be working together to put together maybe some kind of package deal, so that, because we work so well together, and she's really a great enhancement to what I do because she offers products. I don't sell products. Esther does, and Vesta does. Sorry. Vesta does. And she's so knowledgeable. It's just incredible. So anyways, stay tuned, because we will have future webinars to share with you. But thanks for joining in today.
And I think the next one we're gonna talk, I think it's June 19th. I think we said at 10 a.m. somewhere around that time. But next one is gonna be just about weight loss. But as you see, everything is connected. It's not just one thing. And what Lisa just said, if you are my client already, you know that sometimes you send me a message and I can get back to you for 3 to 4 days, because Lisa would be a good addition to help you, to motivate you. And because sometimes I just can't get to it. So as Lisa said, we really work very well together, and she can help you mentally. And when you feel, or maybe, you were supposed to be on some kind of diet and you end up eating 3 pieces of cake, it's okay. That's where Lisa comes in, and you can talk to her, and she'll tell you that this is not actually cheating. That's the reason why diets don't work in the first place, because you see, I'm going on the tangent. I don't know what's wrong with me. I told you this topic gets me. It truly, it makes me, so.
Yep. Okay.
We'll see you in a bit. Enjoy your vacation, and thank you so much, everyone, for your time. If you want to chat, you can find me at vestaschneider.com, and I'll be there. We can talk a little more.
Awesome. All right.